The average adult human brain is said to have the ability to store the equivalent of 2.5 million gigabytes of digital memory. The Oxford Dictionary has 273,000 head words, 171,476 of them being in current use, 47,156 being obsolete words, and around 9,500 derivative words included as sub-entries. It means the brain has the capacity to carry more than 9 times the content of the Oxford English Dictionary, including over 6,000 idioms and 6,000 common phrasal verbs. But has anyone attempted this in the world? Information reached me that a young man based in Kaduna, northwest Nigeria, has managed to keep sounds of booming guns and incessant armed conflict to commit words to memory. I then flew to Abuja to meet with the genius. Now in the capital of Nigeria, and specifically Kubwa area of Abuja, Shafiu Adamu, based in Kaduna, had to meet me here for his feat to be explored. The place of convergence in Abuja is his eldest stepbrother's house, whom I also discovered has some skills that have helped him excel in the military before retirement. I took out time to engage the man who knew how Shafiu Adamu started developing the gift that is gradually making him a genius in his own right.
So he has a, I will say, natural brain for learning many things, and we are now happy because even definition of the dictionary, you can do it, and then idioms and other things directly. Many people have been trying him. They even invited him to the ministries, but up till now we didn't see anything. And then you have that printing for the newspaper, which you are trying to get you something, but because
Major Muhammad Alhaji Adam, retired, pointed out how the family has been known for one special gift or another. For him, his calligraphy writing made him the delight of his superiors in the force.
The handwriting we inherited from our father and grandfather. Like me, I have been writing certificates for army. Just the Samsung when we were in teachers' college, I was the one who wrote all the testimonial from 5. Yes, was my. So when I went to university too, I just have to take the graphic design. This one, the same thing.
Back to the talk about the man with the dictionary brain who claims he has more than 10,000 idioms and phrasal verbs. Shafiu Adamu is said to have had flair for memorizing words right from childhood.
Since he was born, he has been very intelligent. Right at the time, even before they put him in primary school, he has been doing some of the things that you will know that it's really cramming, especially this Arabic and this, when we put him in secondary school, the same thing, very sharp educationally. So he has a, I would say, natural brain for learning many things.
But his brother admits that all has not been as favorable for them through time.
I am not feeling happy because it's like wasted knowledge. Once it's not there, no more there, then the whole knowledge is just gone. And I know he can even be some students' mentor to encourage them to study hard, those who don't want to study.
Shafiu Adamu, yes, okay. And you are based on... Mr. Adamu is a 39-year-old who has been receiving mentions in national dailies for knowing virtually all the words in a dictionary, together with their meanings for almost 10 years.
When I started, I found them to be very cumbersome.
The saying that a book should not be judged by its cover best describes this young man who has buried himself in the dictionary. He is an introvert, but his quest for learning is loud. A factor which his tag as a dull student in secondary school helped create.
Since when I was in secondary school, I used to be a slow learner.
Okay.
Sometimes ago, as far as English language is concerned. So that's why I developed a hobby of learning English words and phrases so that it can facilitate my learning process. So that is how I started, that I graduated to a full-scale reader of dictionary.
I decided to put him to test. Hit somebody for something.
That is to ask somebody for money.
To ask somebody for money. Okay, what about hit somebody with something?
That is to tell somebody a shocking or surprising news. As a result of that challenges I faced when I was learning them, so I developed that ability, I developed an interest to overcome them, to know them, because I am being impressed by their usage. So use of phrases actually is something which I'm being impressed generally. So as a result of that, I learned virtually all the English phrases, be it idioms and phrasal verbs.
Against the culture of the Northerners, the love for dictionary made Shafiu Adamu to stay for 39 years before deciding to get married.
Idiomatic expression.
This graduate of Library and Information Science from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, is also interested in imparting both the young and the old. His niece, a pharmacist turned teacher, says her flair for English words was inspired by her uncle.
He always has this thing of teaching us. He's always interacting with us. Whenever you sit with him, you always get one or two things to learn. You know, learning English has been from him. Yes, he teaches us words that are not very familiar. You know, as kids, there are some words that you don't see or you don't even talk with. What he does, he always asks us, what do you know about this? And if we don't, he explains to us.
She believes his best is yet to come.
Our society is not being fair to people like him because they don't give them the chance to explore or to showcase what they have. They are always being suppressed at the background. You know, we don't celebrate successes like what he has. We always maybe celebrate mediocre things. People like them are not being fished out and then given the chance to shine.
To further substantiate this claim, we'll be going out to speak with scholars in the field, in the profession, to engage him so that we can truly say this knowledge is with him and we can push it to the world. So, Shafiu, so can we go now?
Okay.
All right, so we are going to be having to meet. I left the house and headed straight to Nile University in Abuja to substantiate this claim. The head of Mass Communication Department, Professor Osman Koroglu, was helpful. He engaged him.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
So, dish the dirt
Dish the dirt.
on somebody.
Yes, that is to criticize or tarnish somebody's image.
Okay. Give somebody Jeep.
That,
GYP. Give somebody GYP. Jeep.
that is to cause pain to somebody.
Okay.
After a few minutes of interactions, the renowned professor admits that Shafiu Adamu has got an amazing gift.
Based on my limited assessment that we had together, I can say that his claim has value He knew almost every phrasal verb and idiom we asked exactly as it is written. So he memorized, it seems, all of them as they are written in this version of this dictionary.
A renowned scholar in international circles, the communication expert believes the gift can be further enhanced.
Any support that he may receive from the authorities would be beneficial for the society, not just for him, but for the society also, in terms of encouraging the younger generations to read, to learn, especially in this day and age. It is something very important, and we are talking about learning words, phrasal verbs and idioms, etc., dictionaries. So that automatically brings better level of understanding and communicating in general.
I am focusing my finger.
At the same university, we sought the opinion of a medical expert in interpreting this phenomenon.
Our brains have a big capacity to storage more information and to increase our memories. But this was a very surprise for me. I wonder his handedness and footedness and eyedness. I asked him, he is using right hand and right foot.
Professor Senolden also commended the young man for devoting his time to explore the capacity of his brain.
There is no dangerous effect on brain. Only we can increase brain capacity.
All right.
Okay. Also, this activity maybe decrease the possibility of Alzheimer and other disorders.
The first outing to substantiate Shafiu Adamu's claim got me more interested to press further. The following day was another long journey to Nasarawa State University. This time around, we stopped at the Department of Languages and Linguistics. Dr. David Abraham received us with his members of staff.
He is trying to bring up something that is new.
Having explained the reason for the visitation, they all gazed at him and engaged the young man afterwards. The exercise of quizzing him only left them puzzled.
Did you categorize the idioms, or you just learn them page by page from the dictionary?
So actually, what I normally do is just to jot them down and maybe in a notebook.
As you come across them, or you just follow the dictionary page by page?
Not page by page, just randomly. Have somebody's guts for guts. That is to be very angry with somebody and want to punish them severely.
For the fact that he has ventured into this kind of an area and he has memorized, I think it's something we should commend him for. Like I said, it's an area where he's a little bit technical, let me put that way, a little bit technical. Trying to know the meanings of phrasal verbs, trying to know the meanings of idioms, and then you put them in your brain. Honestly, I'm impressed.
They confirmed that his emergence will doubtless add something to erudition while also inspiring more students.
He has engaged his mind purposefully. He has engaged his brain productively. Now, what he has done is a pointer to the fact that the younger generation can learn from him.
The linguist, lexicographer, and other scholars were quick to encourage him to do something on preserving indigenous idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs.
Can you take time to trace the idioms in Fulani? Because if you go on developing English on now, we in the linguistics department we are more interested in our native languages.
Of course.
if you can do what you did in English or what you have done in English in outside, there's a boy working on that. It should be idiom. I will get him. He's doing his masters, and you're able to develop what you have done in English. It will go a long way to preserve our language.
That aspect of language might be endangered because the younger ones no longer use them the way they ought to be. So we are saying that we should encourage you, the government should encourage you. When you talk of support, the government, if the government is not supporting you, there are a lot of research grants that you can explore. But the important thing is that you need a platform. When you have a platform, you might get a lot of research grants to support you in this initiative.
In his response, Mr. Adamu assured the educationists that he will work on their observations.
I've received many commendations in promoting these Hausa proverbs in the Hausa musics and other things similar to that. And from my own part, I will do my possible best as far as this effort is concerned.
There is a potential partnership between the department and the dictionary man to further encourage more students of linguistics. Ironically, Shafiu Adamu is now tilting towards the business of buying and selling just to keep body and soul together. This a distraction of a sort from what he is keen about.
This is how I'm being disappointed by it, because my dream is to reach that level of writing speeches and other things which the knowledge will be properly harnessed. But I know with time, sooner or later, in one way or the other, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
There are many Nigerians with unimaginable gifts and talents, but the level of acceptance from the society has made some of those potential blossom, while others have had to crawl out of their passion into something unconnected. Will this be the story of Shafiu Adamu now that he has continued to push for the world to see that his feat is incomparable? Time will tell if he will be able to secure a world record.